on the Mustangs Sports Network. From Learfield, you're listening to Mustangs Mic'd Up, presented by the SMU Cox School of Business, featuring an in-depth look at all things SMU athletics. It's everything you need to get your Mustang fix, from the court to the gridiron. Here are your hosts, Rich Phillips and Alex Glover.
And good evening. Welcome to another week of Mustangs Mic'd Up here at Ozona Grill and Bar. We're here Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, and we talk all things in SMU athletics this season. We're going to talk today with Havahla Haynes here in just a moment. Our women's cross-country and track and field coach, Darian Schmidt from the diving team, will join us, and then men's soccer coach Kevin Hudson as well. As you can see from our backdrop here, the big announcement came out today for the new documentary, Thunder On, the resurgence of the SMU Mustangs. That's going to be coming out a week from Sunday at 2 o'clock on ESPN, so be sure and check that out. And I'm sure if you miss it that day, you'll have plenty of opportunities to catch that as we see a little bit more of the highlights of where we've been in the last several years for the SMU athletic program. Reminder, we've got football coming up this Saturday at Missouri State, 2:30 on the CBS Sports Network. I'll have it on 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket, as well as the SMU app. So join us for football as well. Alex, I do want to point out that last week we had Nicole Nelson on the show. Soccer did what?
They won.
They won 2 games. We also had Sam Erger on the show last week. What did volleyball do last week?
They won 3 games. 4 games.
4 counting last night.
4 counting last night against the number 8, Texas A&M, a sweep at home.
So the pressure's on us to keep this going here. And first up for that tonight, we are joined by Havahla Haynes, women's track and field and cross-country coach, 7th year here at SMU. How are you, Hav?
Here? Oh, great. I'm excited to be here and honestly ready to start this new era in the ACC.
Yes, cross-country season already is underway with a win at Texas A&M Corpus Christi for the 2nd straight year. I know you said it was a hot and a windy day,
Yeah.
and you had to be happy to see the girls come through.
Yeah, it was awesome. Honestly, every time you go out and you win, it's a good day.
How often do you guys run on the beach?
Once a year,
Okay.
honestly.
How many different surfaces do they run on?
Yeah, I mean, any surface you can run on, we run on it. You got a treadmill, you got grass, you got track, you got concrete, you got sand.
Talking about the
Move it on.
different surfaces that you run on, we got to run at home last year for our home track meet. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yes, that was an awesome day for SMU athletics and track and field and cross country in general. It was fun to bring the track back after 27 years. And again, it's just part of that Mustang momentum and that new era that we've been going through. It's awesome.
What does that do for your program overall, knowing that you have that ability now to have events here on campus?
Yeah, it's a game changer, in all honesty. I mean, it brings, it highlights Dallas, it highlights SMU, and then it brings national recognition to our track and field program. And then it helps with recruiting, honestly. So kids can come compete and then be present with family around and fans and friends.
In a sport like cross country and track, there's a lot of individual, events, but
Yeah.
you have a team first identity. Can you talk about the culture that you've built around these teams?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yes, there's 21 events in track and field, and in order to get individuals who are competing by themselves every single day, and then coming towards the team culture, it's huge, but it's all about growth. It's all about mindset, preparation, and the process that we build. And it's an exciting group of people.
Cross country, you've got 11 on the team. 7 of them are freshmen. How are the newcomers doing for you?
Yeah, they are kicking butt. Honestly, yeah, they've been ready for the challenge. They're learning a lot. They're learning quickly, but they're accepting it, and they're just willing to grow with the process and the program. So it's been awesome. But we have some great leaders too. That's helped.
So now it's time for the Mustang Minute. So I'm going to give you some quick hit questions.
Ooh.
And just whatever comes to mind first, you just blurt it out. So
Okay.
Is it harder racing in the steeplechase or coaching an entire meet?
Ooh, probably coaching an entire meet. There's a lot of anxiety that happens in every couple minutes.
What is your favorite place that you've ever run?
Ooh, probably White Rock Lake.
Oh,
It's
wow.
great. Yeah, it's awesome. And then obviously, being an Olympic trials qualifier, that was cool. But
yeah.
It's not my favorite place.
What's your go-to pump-up song before a race or workout?
Ooh,
Or artist?
okay. I really like EDM, so anything that kind of gets gets you jacked up. I'm for it.
Favorite Dallas restaurant after a long meat weekend?
Ooh, long meat weekend. Well, our meats are really long, so it's probably like Torchy's Tacos, or I'd love some barbecue after a long meet.
So, barbecue question.
Okay.
Best barbecue in Dallas?
Ooh, I don't want to upset people, but I really like, I don't know if it's called Dallas, but I really like Hutchins barbecue.
Okay. It's always the Hutchins versus Terry Black.
I know.
You know.
It's the broccoli salad for me.
Which event?
Wait. It's the broccoli salad.
If you're going to pick between the two, it's the sides.
Rich, some people are sides people, some people are meat people.
Little side, though. I like broccoli salad, but not when I go to a barbecue place.
Yeah, I told you I was going to upset somebody. You can't please everybody.
Which event do you secretly love watching the most?
I really love, honestly, watching the triple jump.
Okay.
When the triple jump is done right. It's like somebody's floating through the air. It's really cool, but yeah.
And if you weren't coaching, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be doing public relations.
Okay.
I love learning about people, spinning a story, having a good conversation. So,
if the triple jump is not done right,
yeah.
Is it the easiest one to get hurt in?
Ooh, it's the easiest one to eat some sand. Yeah, you can get hurt, but it just sometimes just doesn't. You don't make the pit.
Is it a special training to get started in that?
Special training. Sometimes, I had this discussion with my athletes earlier. Sometimes the sand finds you. Essentially, that's it. It just takes a lot of technique.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How are you preparing your athletes to compete at both the conference and NCAA level?
Yeah, we're preparing every day. I mean, we are building in the culture. We are building in just the right type of efforts, and then the mindset. In all honesty, it's like process, practice, and then you get to put it to use.
What is a typical training week first for a cross-country athlete?
Typical training week for a cross-country athlete. It's a lot of running. The typical week is like 3 base runs, 2 workouts with a weightlifting session after, and then there is a long run and some double runs in there.
So, like, how long's a base run? How long's a long run?
You want the details?
Yes.
Okay. So typically a base run will be 6 to 8 miles. Every day they probably have somewhere between 6 and 8 miles. And then the workout day will have a workout with long reps for cross country. And those long reps can be anywhere from a K to a mile. And then the weights come after that. And then there's a tempo session on a Friday. And then Saturday is typically a long run, and Sunday's an off day or a cross training day.
And then for the track athletes, what's their typical training week like?
Ooh, they got a lot going on. It depends on which event we're talking about, but there's typically a technique day. There's a like moderate prep day. There's a rest day, and then there's general technique stuff. So if it's sprints, there's starts. There's long interval days. There's short interval days. If it's jumps, there's technique days. There's weight room days. So there's a lot going on.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's really different for every single event area.
I actually want to go back to something. You said 6 to 8 miles daily for cross country, and then Saturday is long run day.
Yeah.
What's the difference between 6 and 8 miles and long?
That's a long run.
Yeah.
That's a long year's run to me, 6 to 8 miles.
A long run will be anywhere from 8 to 13 miles for the group that we have right now. So it's a long run. It's a run around White Rock Lake and some.
That's why it's your favorite.
Yeah, you got it. That's where we get our stuff done.
You had your track background at the University of Wisconsin, mostly as a distance runner. What led you to do this?
To do coaching.
Well, first off, to be a distance runner. Because I don't have that mindset. I want to know that mindset.
Okay. Well, the mindset is everything when it comes to cross country. But honestly, I wasn't fast enough and I wasn't skilled enough with the ball. And so it found me. But I grew up in a really small town with not much going on, and it was a great way to like go out and see some stuff.
What led you then to coaching?
Yeah, honestly, it was my experience. I had a wonderful experience. I loved being a student athlete. And in all honesty, I just really wanted to bring that world to as many people as I possibly could.
Other than making this the best experience for your student athletes, what are some of the goals that you have for the team this year, both for cross country and track?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We have national championships on our mind, and that's kind of the goal, and every other goal will get there. But it's making the national championships as individuals, as a team in cross country. And then, the ACC is incredibly deep, I think across all the sports, but especially in distance running. And so our goal is to kind of get to the midpoint in the ACC and then get first or second at regionals and get that national bid for cross country. And then along the way, also make our way into individuals making nationals at the track and field, indoor and outdoor level.
Can you still hang with any of your athletes?
Oh, that's a good question. It depends on if we're on a regular run or if we're doing a workout. If we're just running, I can stay. If we're doing a workout, they are better than me, and that's a good thing.
Emily Little was SMU's first all-ACC honor last fall. What does that mean for the program and then for you when it comes to recruiting as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's honestly, it's a like lever mover, if that makes sense. So essentially her becoming the first one in our inaugural season was huge, and it brought a lot of success to the team, and a lot of, I guess the women began to buy into the fact that it was possible. And that's really important because you want to believe that it's possible for you. And when you see somebody else do it, you know that it's you're capable of it. So that was awesome. And then it obviously just put the momentum going for everybody else. And like that Mustang momentum, like one person does it and then the track and field team followed through with it.
Well, you've got cross country at Texas A&M Saturday. I trust not on the beach.
Nope.
College
Good old
Station.
grass.
So awesome. Well, hey, we appreciate you being here tonight. Let's hear it for Havahla Haynes,
Thank you.
women's track and cross country coach. Appreciate your time tonight.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. This is our Mustangs Mic'd Up show here on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock at Ozona Grill and Bar. I want to remind you that college football is back. Simplify your tailgate planning and upgrade your game day at the biggest SMU games this season. Full-service tailgates are selling fast. Contact Rebel XP at 214-935-1683 or visit rebelxp.com for more info. Coming up next, we'll talk with SMU diving coach Darian Schmidt here on Mustangs Mic'd Up. Welcome back here to Mustangs Mic'd Up. I'm Rich Phillips, along with Alex Glover here on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at Ozona Grill and Bar, talking SMU athletics. And tonight, our next guest up, let's welcome in men's and women's diving coach Darian Schmidt. How are you?
I'm great. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. Your 8th season here at SMU, coming off a great year last year that included Luke Sitz being named an All-American, the first since 1997. Had to be a huge honor for him, for you, for the team, for everybody involved.
Yeah, that was great. And just to correct you, it's my 9th season.
Oh, okay. Tell us about Luke and what he did to perform so well and get an All-American last year.
Yeah, Luke's pretty special. You know, he wants it. And so every day he's working towards that. He's really good at competing, and he's very consistent, which is really important in our sport.
He had a big summer, too, didn't he?
Yeah, huge summer. He was traveling nonstop, going all over the world, Italy and Brazil, and not Brazil. That was in December. He was in Germany, and then just some domestic travel all over the country.
Other than Luke, we also have Jacqueline Fowler, who made double back-to-back NCAA appearances. Can you talk about what it means to have both sides, both women's and men's, and the success that they've had?
Yeah, Jack was huge for us, and that just helps recruiting in the next wave and kind of set the tone for the pace of practice and just what we're striving for. So having both of them has been awesome.
Then Reagan Evans back for you this year. She was second highest scoring athlete for women's swimming and diving in the ACC championship. What's it like to have a veteran like that and a successful one back on your team this year?
Yeah, Reagan's great. She just helps us every day, pushes both the men and women every day with a great attitude, and she's looking forward to improve on what she did last year.
Talking about your athletes, let's talk about you. You were All-American at Indiana. How did that kind of transform into coaching? When did you learn you wanted to be a coach? And then how do you use some of the philosophies that you learned as an athlete to bring it to your athletes currently?
Yeah, I was blessed to work under some incredible coaches, and I like to say that I take some pieces from each of my coaches that I got to work with and just kind of build my toolbox. So that was pretty instrumental with just learning and growing the passion for coaching, and then just helping with technique and philosophy stuff.
Coming up here next month, longtime SMU diving coach Jim Stilson is going to be inducted into the SMU Athletics Hall of Fame. What's the imprint that Jim has left on this program for you?
It's amazing. Some big shoes to fill. Still he's got all the accolades. But I think what's more important than just all his national championships and Olympians is if you talk to any of his former athletes, they have nothing but great things to say about him. Everybody loves Stilly, and he's just had a huge impact on the program.
And you can only hope that your athletes will do the same, right?
Yeah, I hope so. One day.
All right, it's time for the Mustang Minute.
Here we go.
Favorite dive to compete back in your college days?
That'll be a reverse 2.5 with 1.5 twist pike.
Oh.
We got all that? Everybody got that?
Everybody know that?
Anyone else know how to do that in here? Harder to stick a dive under pressure or coaching it from the side of the pool?
Harder to stick a dive. Wow. Yeah. Not even close.
What's your go-to Dallas spot after a meet?
I'm gonna say Torchy's.
Okay.
It's right next to the pool, real easy to get to.
You walk there.
Walk there. every
Go-to
time.
order?
I'm a Baja shrimp guy.
Okay.
On flour, of course. On flour.
Never
Grilled or
corn.
fried?
Fried.
Okay.
Yeah.
I go grilled.
Do you?
Yeah, but
You're
that
a
is
shrimp
mine
guy?
too, though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the funniest personality on the dive squad right now?
I'm gonna have to say Ava Anderson on that.
Okay. What is your pump-up routine before a big competition?
For me personally, or for the team?
For you.
I was a music guy,
Okay.
so getting the music right, blaring it in the headphones, just having the mindset put the headphones on before I get to the pool, and then just high energy.
And then for the team?
I think it's pretty similar. I think everybody's got their own way, but you see a lot of headphones or the speakers are blaring with music and high energy, big warm up, start sweating, just getting ready.
Do you prove their music taste?
Not always. Most of the time, yeah. I let them choose a lot.
If you weren't coaching diving, what would you be doing?
That's a great question. I went to school to be a teacher, and then I actually switched to go into law enforcement.
Oh,
and
wow.
during that journey, learned that I wanted to coach and be able to teach as well. If I had to choose one, I'd probably say the law enforcement route.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where at in law enforcement?
I don't know. That's a great question. I was thinking maybe FBI back in the day. This is a long time ago, but somewhere up there, maybe special op. I don't know.
So that's 2 weeks in a row we've had a coach suggest they could be in the FBI, right? Sam
Yeah.
did. Sam
I'm not
Berger.
saying I could, but
Sam said she could.
yeah, I
Yeah.
believe
Sam
that.
said maybe she will be.
She's a great investigator, so maybe you could use that on some of the recruits, when you're looking at them coming in.
Certainly.
All right, I want to know how one starts competitive diving. I mean, I've been over there to the facility, and there is no way I'm jumping off a 33-foot high, but right about 33 feet,
Yeah, from the
10-meter
top.
platform.
Yep.
There's no way I'm jumping off that. And you got to do all the flips and whatever you described there a moment ago.
Twist.
How does one start this?
I think you have to have some loose screws. That's for sure. I think every diver has some loose screws, but I think the individual part of our sport is attractive to some people. A lot of it, there's usually a lot of gymnast background that come over, so there's some similarities there. Not always, but yeah, short answer would have to be you have to have some loose screws.
What can the Mustang fans expect from the divers when they come watch the SMU team this year?
This is probably the best team as a whole that we've had this year. A lot of energy, a lot of passion, and a lot of talent.
How much training is done in the pool? How much training is done on, for lack of a better term, dry land?
Dry land is the right word.
Yeah.
I would say it's definitely more in the pool. If I had probably a 60-40 split between their weight training, dry land training, and water being 60 and then the other being 40%.
And you had a little bit of an interesting, childhood with the dry land. We heard something that your dad made you do growing up. Can you tell everyone?
Yeah, so the story actually is my dad used to walk on his hands and get the mail.
Okay.
Put the mail in his mouth, walk back on his hands. So he told me that young as a kid. So I, of course, had to try it. And he was always pushing me to be competitive and try to go further and outdo him or my brothers. And
I asked him if he was going to do it here for us tonight. He said I had to go first. So
if
we're
he
not
does
going to
I'll
do it. Don't worry. We're not going to do that. I don't think I have much of a chance. Which did you prefer, the platform or the boards?
I was a springboard, probably a springboard specialist, definitely later in my career. I did platform throughout college, and then as I was doing the national team run and Olympic trials stuff, I was specializing on springboard.
What are some of your biggest goals for the 2025-26 team?
I think showing just a great presence in the ACC our second year, showing that we belong there. We got some people that will be fighting for championships in their events, and just growing, helping the culture go in the right way, just establishing that for the incomers coming in, just being a part of something bigger than themselves and something pretty special here.
You'll get going here in a couple of weeks. Obviously, great facilities too. How does that help you guys on the recruiting front and being able to host so many events too with the facilities you have?
Yeah, it's huge. We have beautiful facilities, and we're one of very few programs that have both an outdoor and an indoor facility, both with 50-meter swimming and having diving on both pools. So it's been great for recruiting.
Obviously a technical and mental state. I'm very interested to know what are some of the things that you do to help your athletes out mentally when it comes to attacking that part of a dive? Yeah,
the mental part of it is a huge part of our sport. You can have all the physical, but if you're crumbling under pressure, then your results can't show what you're doing, in practice. There's a lot of training, a lot of things that we talk about, and it happens early on in the year. Then it happens throughout the dual meet season. Then as we get into championship season, hopefully we're refining kind of our pre-meet routine and our during competition routine. And those things we just practice all year for that.
Well, Darian, I hope you keep finding some athletes with some loose screws there to go diving off of a 33-foot high platform. I will not be there, but I'll be cheering them on. I'll be applauding for them. All right? Darian, appreciate it. Darian Schmidt, our diving coach. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Mustangs Mic'd Up.
Thank you.
Here on Mustangs Mic'd Up, we're here on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at Ozona Grill and Bar. And we're brought to you by the SMU Cox School of Business. You can preview their business MBA and specialized master's programs at Super Saturday, this Saturday, the 13th. Learn more about their top-rated programs, hear from current students, and tour the campus and our new facilities in the David B. Miller Business Quadrangle. Register at smu.edu/Cox/Mustangs. We'll wrap things up next. Men's soccer coach Kevin Hudson joining us here on Mustangs Mic'd Up. Welcome back here on Mustangs Mic'd Up. I'm Rich Phillips with Alex Glover here on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock at Ozona Grill and Bar. And want to remind you that Ozona has the best patio in town and happy hour from 4 to 7 every Sunday through Friday. Enjoy $1 off bar drinks and complimentary chips and salsa. Ozona Grill and Bar. Find your comfort zone. All right. Last up here on the show for us tonight, let's welcome in SMU men's soccer coach Kevin Hudson. How are you?
Great, thank you.
You were named head coach back in January of 14, right?
15.
15?
Close enough.
Your 11th season as head coach. You also had 7 seasons as an assistant coach and the associate coach. And you even played for Shellis Hyndman, 2000 to 03. SMU's in your blood, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been 20-plus years now on that campus. And, yeah, it's definitely a huge part of my life, family and SMU.
One of only 2 alumni head coaches, along with men's swimming coach Greg Rodenbaugh, by the way. I mentioned Shellis Hyndman, and obviously a huge influence overall in this SMU soccer program for so many years, and obviously had to be a big influence for you, too, over the years.
For sure. I played for the man in 2000 to 2003, and then in 2007 he gave me the opportunity that I thought could be a year or two, or who knows what it would be, and turned in 19 years later, I'm still here. So, yeah, I owe him a large debt of gratitude, and he's been very good to me. I saw him twice last week, once out in Grand Canyon in the Letterman's Association reunion, and, yeah, he's been a wonderful influence in my life.
Did he ever threaten you with his black belt skills?
No, the karate days and the combat key was done before I became a player. I think that would be frowned upon now to take your players down, but, yeah, those were done.
3 Mustangs drafted into the MLS Super Draft. Can you tell us what that means to you? And then just to see the trajectory of the athletes, you had an experience here as an alumni, them being able to reach their goals and going to the next level.
Sure. We have the young men who come play for us have very high goals, not only in to be a great student and a great soccer player at SMU, but most of them want to be professionals. Every year we're putting several into MLS or other professional leagues. Last year it was 3. We're really proud of those guys that they're chasing their dream and continuing on, but, probably more proud that they're leaving. All of them left SMU with a degree, which was, even more important.
Is that something you look for when you recruit?
We want to recruit the best soccer players and the best people and the best students in the country, and we feel very blessed that we have the resources and the platform at SMU to do so. So, we're very lucky with what we have, and we can chase and recruit the best in the country and the best throughout the world. So, the guys who want to be pros, we want the guys who are just on the cusp of that and say like, hey, I can get an education and, continue towards my professional opportunities while developing at SMU is, those guys are really successful and happy with us.
You did have an Elite 8 appearance last year, and while some of those guys moved on professionally, you still got 17 returners on your team. How have you been able to use them to start building and growing this next round?
Yeah, we're 3 weeks into the new season. The guys have come together quite well. We've had a little bit of adversity and had some success, and there's been some highs and lows already, but the core of the team is always the returning guys. So those 17 have laid a good foundation, and we added another 13. Handful of transfers and some freshmen as well that, recruiting nowadays is a magic puzzle of putting together transfers and old guys and new guys. And so, we've found a decent form, but I think our best soccer is still to come.
So a good mixture of returners, transfers, and freshmen. What would you say is the identity that you want for this squad going into the season?
Yeah, the identity. I don't think the identity or the culture or any of that should change over the years. We want people who are obsessed with winning, who always want to be their best and have this mindset of like, we have to continue to develop and grow every day. We want guys who are like relentless in their pursuit of success. So, that should be something that's ingrained in all of us, and that culture is passed down through the years. But, the identity of SMU soccer and how we want to play, like that was established well before my time as a player and a coach. So that goes back to Shellis and Jim Benedict and everybody who comes before. And, that foundation of the proper way to play the game and to have good people and a good culture, like that is the history that was laid 50 years ago now.
ACC play starts up Saturday night with number 2 Clemson. They're one of only 8 ranked teams this week, in the ACC. It's about as good as it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I watch these shows and every coach says the same thing. Like, it's the best league in the country in their sport, and it's no different in men's soccer. It's a monster of a schedule, but, we recruit guys and we prepare, and, that is what these guys want when they come to SMU. Like, you shouldn't be afraid of any challenge. Very talented team coming in to play us on Saturday night, but we like our chances at home against anybody in the country.
It's time for the Mustang Minute. What is your favorite memory as a SMU player?
Favorite memory as a player? I think for me it's always the locker room. Okay. You, as a former athlete, like, you miss the camaraderie and the relationships that are formed in the locker room, and you don't realize it until you're gone and you're doing other things. Then you're like, man, just being together with the boys is pretty special.
Is it harder playing in the 2000 College Cup or coaching in last year's Elite 8?
Oh, my job in coaching is like 10% in the game. Our job is done in the training sessions and in the preparation. So when it gets time for the game, it's like, hopefully we've taught them enough and empowered them to make good decisions. So, but in 2000, I was lucky enough to be a part of the Final Four, but like, shoot, I might have played 30 minutes in that game. So, I think, being a player is much harder than being a coach. Our job is to give ideas and empower, while the decisions and the action is done by the athlete.
Go to post-match Dallas food spot.
Oh, I go home.
Okay, home cooked meal?
No, I just go. No, there's a meal in my locker when I'm done from the graduate assistant. I take it home, and my wife and I eat it together. So no, I have 2 small kids, and like, going out after a game, that doesn't happen very often. So I'm much happier just going home and eating some dinner and talking to them. Funniest player on this year's team? Funniest player. got a bunch of them that are pretty good. I have a very I can't give you one, but we have a unique team this year in that they're I don't have don't have any jerks. I don't have anybody that's a rough personality, a bunch of really good people. Maybe we need that. Maybe I need a little more killer in some of us. But yeah, I don't have I think Richie Garcia is a funny guy. He's a little sarcastic. Yeah, but I'm happy with most of them for sure. I'm happy with all of them, I should say.
Which current player would you least want to go against in a 1v1 drill?
Enzo Pinozo.
Fast answer.
Yeah, it's easy. He kicked the hell out of me. Yeah, he's really athletic and he's a tough kid. So there's no doubt in that one.
And if you weren't coaching soccer, what would you be doing?
Oh, yeah, I spent 3 years in the business world. I got out of SMU and I don't look like it or talk like it or do it anymore, but I was a CPA a long time ago. Okay. So I spent some time in the mergers and acquisitions world, but I would probably do something in the business world. But this is 19 years at SMU. This is home, and as long as they don't run me out of here, I'll be here for a while.
It only took you 3 years to find out that business life wasn't what you wanted, right?
No, I mean, it was a lucrative profession, and I studied for it at SMU, and I said, by the time I'm 30 years old, I'm going to make this much money. But ultimately, life has a funny way of telling you that it's not all about looks and money, as my mom used to tell me. So when Shellis gave me a call in 2007 and said, hey, will you come back and be my second assistant for about 25% of what I was making? I thought about it for a minute, and then, I tell the story often. My mother said, you can always go back and be a CPA. You're never going to be homeless. You can always come back home. You get one chance to coach at your alma mater, go do it. So I asked my now wife if, will you move down to Dallas with me? And she said, yeah, I'll do it. And, 19 years later, here we are.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
As you look to conference play now, what are some goals that you've set for the team?
Yeah, I mean, look, we were in the Elite Eight last year. This team has really high ambitions. I don't think we want to win the ACC. We want to compete for a national championship. I do believe that a national championship can be won at SMU in men's soccer. We are one of 4 Division I schools in the state of Texas, which is a recruiting hotbed. I have a wonderful staff and great resources from the institution. There is no reason we cannot be successful as long as we continue to recruit the right people and lead in the right way.
Alex mentioned how you played in the College Cup when you were a freshman. That had to be a whirlwind season for probably, 18-year-old kid to come in and all of a sudden you're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were going to talk about me and my soccer career. That was a long time ago, but yeah, it was 2000. It was 25 years ago, so most people in this room weren't alive. But yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind. But I was a well. It's no few of you.
Maybe over here they want.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind for sure. I mean, I was 18. I was moving away from home. I lived in St. Louis. I came to Dallas. I was one of 2 freshmen on the team. I was the only freshman who traveled. I sang at every single restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, God, it was miserable.
But
did
you
yeah.
sing like the alma mater, or did you have to sing?
Whatever the seniors wanted. So, yeah, I had a whole list of things in my wallet that I'd pull out, and they'd give me a song, and I'd go sing it. Yeah, and I often talk to our players about it when we get to the end of the year. As a coach, the season is 3 to 4 months. As a player, it seems much longer. And I remember getting to the end of my freshman year being like, oh, my gosh, I'm ready for a break. I can hopefully empathize with the young players who are going through this long season of 2 games a week and 6 days a week of training, and it becomes all encompassing. So hopefully I can give them the perspective and continue to remind myself that, look, they are 18 to 23-year-old young men. They have lives outside of soccer, they have school, they have everything else. This is a big burden they're taking on. So but yeah, back in 2000 it was a long season.
Even since I played 2 years ago, I feel like SMU is changing every single day. So what are some of the biggest ways that you've seen SMU evolve over the years?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can agree or not, but the place changes, daily as you look at construction and cranes and everything else. But like, to think of where we were in 2000 when I came and where we are now, it is a massive difference. Like the platform we have, the notoriety we have within the country, the building of the brand, the power of the athletic department, the vision and mission that we are embarking on. Like, there is so much momentum within the institution right now. And like, there are very high goals and ambitions within the athletic department. Like, we want to win and we want to compete on the national stage, not only in football and basketball and volleyball and soccer, but in everything, So, yeah, I mean, that is a constant, point of emphasis, and it's something you feel within the athletic department that like, we are going to provide you the resources and the staffing and the support in order for you to be as successful as possible. So, yeah, I'm excited for what's to come, to think of, the number of different leagues that I've been a part of within the soccer program, from the WAC and Conference USA to, to the American, now into the ACC. Like, the momentum is outstanding, and, I'm very happy to be a part of it.
You talk about a lot of change, but you've got some traditions I know you keep going on, and one of them's got to be the Jordan Mann alumni game each spring. Tell us about how special that is for everyone in the program.
Yeah, I mean, the alumni are the foundation and like the heartbeat of the program, So I am fortunate that, I played for SMU, and I owe a lot to the opportunities that were given to me from as a player and equally as a coach. But, the Jordan Mann alumni game started back in 2006 or 7. Jordan Mann was a player who tragically passed away from like an undiagnosed heart condition. We started this alumni game back then, and it's carried on for, 17 years now or so. But to have all the guys come back and they just play across the field, and we made this decision. We used to play the alums against the current players. Bad decision.
Yeah, I would think so.
It ends poorly either way. Either the alums get their butts kicked and they're furious, or the alums compete and the team's not good enough, so they're furious. So we made the decision to like mix alums and players, and it's been awesome. Like, to have 50, 60 alums playing with, whatever it is in the spring, 20 players, and mixing the teams and playing across the field. It's competitive. It's fun. There's some beers, and there's old times, and there's food, and it's a wonderful weekend. And like, ultimately, when I'm done with this, whatever time it will be, the championships are great, the locker room's great, but ultimately it's going to come down to the people and the relationships that were formed in it, right? And I feel very lucky for my 19 years to have some great friends, people who will like look to me for advice, and people that I will lean on in the rest of my life. So, yeah, the alums are awesome. We'll have alumni night on Saturday night. There'll be, hopefully 50 or 60 alums taking pictures on the field at halftime. Peruna's coming. First time ever at a soccer game.
All right.
Yeah, my kids are pumped. Yeah, so it's going to be an awesome one on Saturday.
All right, it is a big one Saturday, conference opener with number 2 Clemson at Washburn Stadium. That's going to be at 7 o'clock. Kevin, appreciate you being on the show with us here tonight, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
That is Kevin Hudson, the SMU men's soccer coach. All right, next Wednesday night here on Mustangs Mic'd Up, we will talk tennis with Grant Chin. We'll talk swimming and diving with Greg Rodenbaugh. And we will talk to athletic director Damon Evans. So be sure you join us here next Wednesday night, 7 o'clock for Mustangs Mic'd Up.
You've been listening to Mustangs Mic'd Up, presented by the SMU Cox School of Business. Your inside look at all things SMU athletics. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Mustang Sports Network.